Hi everybody, it's Julie. We are here to make recycled rounds. And so we are using recycled items to make round embellishments for our junk journal. So for the first one, we are going to use the inside of a washi tape, and we're going to use it as a stencil or template to go ahead and trace around the circle. Of course, you could do this with anything that you have hanging around, and then we're going to go ahead and cut this out. So these prompts that I have for this month, March, are for the March Stash Scrap Buster. So we're busting our scrap junk journal challenge. So I'm just going to cut out that circle. So if you don't have a circle hole punch, this might be a great way of getting that done. And then maybe you might want one that's a little bit bigger. This is the cover of the book that I'm using for my journal this month, and it's called Free Martini Lunch. I got this at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to do the same thing with a ribbon roll. Yay! So you'll want to stay tuned till the end, because the best idea is going to be at the end. But I think it's the best. It's my favorite. So it's using another round recycled item. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead, cut around this, and we are going to make a round tag out of this. Okay, so cutting it round. Looks like I got onto the jacket there and got a little extra. But you know what? Heck, sometimes things are just supposed to happen. So I don't want this to go to waste, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on the back and turn it into a pocket, because, you know, why not? And because I love pockets and I cannot lie. So we're going to go ahead, and just add a little glue. Every accident is a happy accident. Okay, and let's see. I'm not really going to worry about if it's round. I can go ahead and cut it after, right? Right. Okay, so now we have a little pocket on the back of our little round. And remember, this journal that I'm making is the Yayas. And so before we get on to the Yayas, we want to go ahead and use up our little circle. That side is probably going to work out better for us this time. I found this flower in this stuff, but I'm not going to use that. Okay, so we have that, and then we can go ahead and add one of the flowers from the Dollar Tree. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and, maybe we'll save that for one of our other ones. I think this is going to be better. Okay, I have a new thing of fabric tack. Well, it's not new. It is finally available to be used after it had acetone added to it to help thin it out, because it was getting pretty chunky. So up here on my messy desk, I have some punched out flowers that we can go ahead, and this is the same flower design that I've used throughout the journal. It's something that I do to keep the journal cohesive, and so we'll add that, and then we'll grab some bling out of the little bling bucket that we have here, and I only need one for the center. And I did add glue, but this also has, it is a sticker. Okay, so there's that. that I can add on to here. And then I just looked up here and I saw that we had this piece of fabric. And so, so each of these rounds, after you come up with something, needs to have at least 3 items added onto it. So 3, 3, and 3. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm using the the Yaya Spring Days Collage digital kit from the Dear Julie Etsy shop. So that is the last kit that I had put in the shop, and today we have 2 kits debuting. So the really excited, the spring collab, 7 days of spring collab with Kara Brandon. That kit comes out today, and you'll see that live at 1 o'clock here on Dear Julie. We'll go ahead and we'll show those live. And then I also have, I wanted to do pages that would go along with the kit, and the way that I did that was I added a kit called Swing into Spring, and it features the beautiful flowers from, I'm adding some lace on here. You know what? I'm not going to add that lace because that's too bulky. Put it over here, let it dry. Let's go ahead and we'll tear some of this off and we'll use that. Okay. I was like, oh yeah, we're getting pretty bulky here, and so need to come up with ways of keeping things less bulky. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put a hole in the top of this, making it a tag. Okay, and we have some of this fabric, and I had this left over yesterday after I covered. I'll show you. I got my cover started. So this is going to be the cover, and there you go. You got a sneak peek of the cover. Okay, so again, to help with the bulk, I'm not going to tie this in a knot. I'm going to staple it on here. And I have gold staples in my stapler, and I just think that that makes stapling things more fun, and especially in a journal that has gold accents. There we go. Okay, so there we go. That is using a round. So let's go ahead and we're just going to make a, because we need, might as well use this, right? Use it, use it. Oh, you know what? I think I like it like the, I like the blue side. I have a rose over here that I pulled out of my stash. That is an old rose. Okay, I've got a crying puppy. Be right back. Okay, so the round and with the collaged items on it, and I think I want a little bit of peach on here also. But we also have this piece of fabric that we've been using. Okay. There's all of that. And so this is our recycled round right here. We use the that piece to recycle it, and I'm just basically making a cluster here. Okay, if we bring that off, all off the side, okay, like that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and staple this and make sure that I'm where I get all of those pieces. And so there's our second round. And then another idea would be to use like a cupcake holder or a cup. So like one of these. Okay, so go ahead, open it up, and we have this. Okay, so I did make one more, and I made it very similar to this one here, using the ribbon, and I do have this in the little accidental pocket there. So I did want to remind you that we are here every day at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. We use the Premiere format so that we can have a live chat. You can join us in that live chat if you're here at the 10:30 Premiere by hitting the live chat button right down there. Come on over, introduce yourself so we can say hi. And if you're here for the premiere, I'm waving hi, and say hello to Wiley, Chip, and Olive. Hi, kids. I'm going to go ahead and pull these edges out because remember, I'm trying to make things as flat as possible. Cupcake liner, you could do this also. These are recycled. These used to hold some metal things that I had in some drawers up there, and I found I wasn't using them so that way, so I took them out and I had them just sitting aside waiting for a purpose. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and bring in some, this is sewing pattern, so it's also recycled, and I'm going to make a fan. I think I'm going to take about 6 inches of this. Okay, so about 6 inches of the sewing pattern paper, and it can have some of the print on it. Sewing pattern is such a great thing to use. It's you know, it's a little better than tissue paper. Sometimes it seems to be, it just holds better, I think. Okay, then I also have some of the gold. Okay, and I'm going to want another okay, so I figure I'm going to want something from the digital, and I think if I go ahead and I'm going to cut her off. I can use her in something else. Okay, so I'm going to just cut her off. But we'll use this gorgeous, the house, which has been a very popular part of this collage kit. just because it's so different. Okay. Okay, so there's that. And we have the key. And, oh, we've got a piece of lace. Lace is always good, right? And then I think we can do one of our flowers again up here. And so let's go ahead and get all this put down. Might want to go ahead and lay down that. Go ahead and get a place for the lace. Okay, so you're just making a larger cluster on your round. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, we'll go ahead and add our key. Then our flower. But first, you know what? Let's go ahead and make a Rapunzel here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and around 3 fingers, and around 4 fingers. And so this is just gold thread. I had picked it up in these rolls like this at Hobby Lobby a couple years ago. But you can get just the regular gold thread. That's what I've used for several years. One of my very favorite things to use. And just make a messy string bow. I'm using double-sided tape right here. I've come in and attached it to itself. And then that's going to go right below the flower. Okay, and then we'll put the flower. So we've got that beautiful gold accent. Got this here. And I'm going to add another fluffy flower from up in the pile up here. And another bling. Because I do love the sparkly bling. Okay, so there's that. So that is using one of those little cups. And now we'll go ahead and I can go ahead and make more of this using those same types of items. Or, I forgot, I have from the bingo game. So a bingo marker. And we happen to have this little piece of lace. So this would be my recycled round. This little piece of lace could also be a recycled round. We're going to go ahead and put these on together. Okay, like this. And then we'll bring in the crocodile. Because I just need a small little tiny hole. Okay, so we'll cut our hole, and then over here I have a bulb pin, and we can make a little charm out of our recycled round. Now you do need to add 3 things to it. So we have our recycled round, we have that, could count the the bulb pin. And then we're going to want something else on it. So another thing that we can add is, this is from another game, and it's the markers from that game, and they're plastic. Okay. And the crocodile, I love it because you can pretty much go through anything. This is going to give us some of our yellow like we've been using in the journal. And then I think we'll go ahead and add a piece of Georgia eyelash trim. So it's eyelash trim, and Georgia gave it to me. I love this stuff. It's like definitely one of my favorite things. I'm you know, it's dwindling, and I'm gonna be so bummed when it's all gone. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the eyelash trim through the hole of the little plastic piece here and twist it so that it stays on. And that gives us some gold sparkle there. And then if I had a peach bead, that might be really cool to add to it as well. Okay, so there's a recycled round charm. Recycled round charm. And now I'm going to have to repeat something and make one more for myself. But let's go ahead, and we are going to bring out our next recycled round, which is a coffee filter. And this is actually, it was a coffee filter that had coffee in it. And I'm going to fold it with about 3/4 of an inch at the top. Then I'm going to come over here, and I have this tag. And since we had out the 3 martini lunch paper here, we'll go ahead and we're going to use that to cover this. I'm going to go ahead and just cut me a piece that's a little bigger, just because the way this is folding up and everything's awkward. It's awkward. Okay, and I'm going to put that on the back side. Let's go ahead and give it a punch. So I'm going to punch a hole in it, and I'll just try and go even with that hole. Okay, try. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to go ahead and cover my tag. I'm using this because it will dry really fast. Okay, so line up the hole. There we go. Make sure it's all covered. And I'm not super worried about this because most of it is going to get covered with what I'm going to do here. So this is several parts here. We're going to be making a tag and some other pieces of this, so you'll want to hang in there and watch all of it, because I think it's going to be really cool. Okay, so there's that. So real quick, remember that we made our solo cup, we did our little round embellishment, and we made a tag that's going to be able to have that ended up with a pocket. And we also have our little charm. Okay, so that's what we've got that we've made so far. we have covered the back of this with that. And then from my scrap box over here, I have this. And we're going to go ahead and put this on the front. And this time, I'm going to go ahead and use the pen and draw around it. Okay, so we are covering the inside. I'm going to go ahead and try and cut right on that line because I want this to fit on the tag. And because this one had lines, I didn't do the holes first because I didn't want it to end up crooked. But because I have my other hole cut out, I can go ahead and just hopefully get a good placement. Okay, so we're covering this tag. And, you know, if you have tags that are already pretty, of course you can use them. I just, I'm trying to use up the things that I had pulled to use in this journal. All the scraps. Use all the scraps. Who's enjoying using scraps? Okay, well, I gotta get this out. I'll have to use a pen. Hello, kitty. I say that because my pin cushion up here is a kitty. Pin back. So I was just clearing out the crocodile so that I can see where the hole is to punch through. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so we have this side and we have this side. So now we are going to go ahead and play with our coffee filter. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on like this. And it's going to go ahead and fold over. Okay. Like that. Okay. Let's see. Go ahead and fold this up. Okay. To fold it back down, actually. We're going to fold it this way. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go sew this on here. And the way that it's going to get sewn on is I'm going to sew it around here. Okay. And then I'm going to sew this edge up. Okay, so actually we'll sew here, sew down there, and sew across the bottom. And I'll be right back. Okay, so we have a whole lot of strings to cut off. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, so went all the way around the tag, went and did both of these sides, and then also closed up that place right there. So this is what we have. It can close either way. Okay, can close either way. We have a place that we can go ahead and add a tag to the top. Okay, and again we're trying to save bulk, so I'm going to use a stapler to staple that down. There we go. Stapler. Okay. And then we have this to come this way and this to come this way. Okay, so this is a playing card. And then we can go ahead and grab one of the Hobby Lobby punches. I love these tag punches because you can make them up to, which one? This one's up to 2.5. So 1.5, 2, and 2.5 inches wide, and it can be as long as you want. Okay, so there, that's going to give me that tag right there. So we'll be able to put a tag in there, and then we can add tags and things on the front. And then we have this flunch card, and it's been printed on copy paper, and it is printed at 5x7. This is from the Dear Julie Etsy shop. You get the numbers 1 through 31, and it's really a fun little thing that we have. You know what? I wonder if we can put this right on top of that. Okay, so it says Rose Perfume. This is a rub-on from Dollar Tree. Yeah, I think we'll just put that on there. Okay, I can use the Cricut bone folder. So you just want to go ahead and rub over this, and sometimes you can even just use your finger and rub it on. And then go ahead and pull it off. And there you go. So we have that beautiful look right there. But I think we're going to want something that is going to close this. So I think this is going to go on the inside here. And we'll make a paper clip. Yeah, let's make a paper clip. So let's go ahead and use, how about the teacup or the butterfly. I like the butterfly. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take that off. We'll just go ahead and put this right on here. Let's see if we can do it with our finger. Usually you can also, on rub-ons, you can see them as they start to transfer. You'll see a difference in the color. Looks like it's working. Oh, the antennas, I forgot to. There we go. So there's our butterfly. And then to turn this into a paper clip, we're going to want, how about we use this? Okay, because we want something thicker. Ooh, I have an idea. What if we go like, okay, let's go ahead and put this on with it facing up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue this down. You know, we could put the paper clip right underneath that. Okay, so I'm just going to use a regular paper clip. I'm going to take on the cardstock piece, put the longer piece on the back, the shorter piece on the front. I'm going to put a little glue around the actual paper clip to help to hold it in there. And then I'm going to just add this right on top of there. Okay, because I was going to do it and fold this up and do it like that, but I just think that that's going to be more bulk, and we don't need the bulk. So this is one of my favorite things to make, which is a flat paper clip. Okay, so there you got a flat paper clip. and we can go ahead and use that flat paper clip to close this tag shut. And I think I'm going to want rounded edges. I just didn't like the way that looked. So we'll just go around it with the corner rounder. Rounding those edges. And there we go. Okay, so we have all these places that are going to be able to have little things. So you're going to want to find some little things in your stash. And so that actually works really, really good right there. And I think we'll go ahead and just let's put the flower on that. I love these. What do you think? Have you tried the rub-ons from Dollar Tree? I think they're awesome. Okay. Okay. So, and then this is going to need a little something. Since we used fabric on the other one, I think we'll use lace. And since we need, I think we need it to be a little smaller than the fabric one, because you're going to see both. So that was the Dollar Tree lace, and I just cut this little piece off and put it in the pile on my desk. And that can just go in there, and then you've got other pockets that you can fill. And we do have this, okay, and that will be my little topper for this. Okay, it's going to be this little piece from the crocheted. I want the, okay, when I pull it up, I want all of it to be pointing down so that it's as flat as possible. Okay, so like that, and then pull it up, and there we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that is, there you go. And so I am going to put the January Junk Journal playlist will be up here, as well as another recycle video. I hope you'll watch those. It really does help my channel. Find something to celebrate every day. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye.